Hello, welcome back everybody to PoolieMagTV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So this is a bit of an instant match reaction from the Nottingham Forest game that I've just watched there. Very, very good result, very good win. Bit scrappy, I thought the referee, was trying to get a bit too much into the game, as sometimes referees can do. But anyway, going into the match, I thought we needed a big win and we needed a big performance. And we needed a big performance from our big striker, Big Nick. I know that's a lot of bigs there, isn't it? But that's what we're going to be talking about. It's a bit of a Forest match reaction, but it's also a bit of like what Big Nick has brought to the club so far. And the comments from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and all them, we're going to get into that. But I just want to give a big shout out to Bruno Guimaraes, who I thought was really good today, great goal. And I thought that was a really special performance from him, a real captain's performance in a very, very scrappy game of football. And I just thought we did really, really well there. I thought Tonali was all over the pitch. I thought Trippier rolled back the years. Chow and Botman look good. Ben is still, I don't know why he's playing left back. He's the weak link in that defence. I know Eddie Howe really, really likes it, damn Ben. But for me, if you can't fit him in at centre back, don't play him at all. Because he is not a left back. He has no positional awareness at left back. His pace, he has no pace at left back. They were just passing behind him. And a better team would have got a goal from them mistakes down Ben. He loves to push people and all, doesn't he? He loves to push people over. And if that wasn't offside when we were 1-0 up with the Wari Hutchinson, then that could have been 1-1, it would have been a penalty. And you're just looking at Dan Ben and you're thinking, you're a fish out of water, you're not a left back. You weren't a left back when he was playing him left back 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, whenever it was. He's certainly not a left back now. But Chow and Botman looked quality, Trippier looked really good. Pope didn't have much to do, but the bits that he did have to do, he did well. I thought Joe Linton had a very good game. I thought Barnes looked sharp when he come on. Jacob Murphy looked good. Langer looked alright in parts, looked threatening, and then I don't know whether Langer sometimes in the league he seems to dilly-dally a bit and not whip it in, but I thought he played well. He wasn't poor, neither was Gordon. And Big Nick was just, he was isolated for bits of the game, but the bits that he did get into, his link-up play and his touch and everything was just great, and it was lovely to see him get the penalty. It was lovely to see him score the penalty, and I just thought 4 goals now in 5, is it 4 starts for him now? 4 goals in 5 starts for him now, 4 goals in 4 starts, one of the 2. But I know he's got 4 goals anyway, 3 in 3 home games now in the Premier League. Played well against Bradford when he come on for a cameo. Done well against Barcelona when he come on for a cameo. Scored in midweek against Union Saint-Gilloise, I think that's how you pronounce it. So this guy's really, really coming into the fore now, isn't he? So the next part of the video is really going to be aimed at Nick Woltemade. I wanted to give a special shout out. I have just watched the match, so I'd be a little bit remiss if I didn't give a match reaction. I know it's not a long match reaction in depth with all the stats. I thought we played okay. I thought it was very stop-start. I thought the referee was like, oh, look at me, I'm here too. I've got a whistle. Yeah, I'm here, I'm part of the game. One of them referees who thinks you've paid your money to watch them. There's plenty of them about, isn't there? And I thought he was a little bit hesitant when it come to our fouls, but when it come to, us being fouled, but when we were supposedly fouling them, he was shit hot on the whistle, wasn't he? But it is what it is. A 2-0 win keeps us going, moving forward. It moves us up the table. It gets us to 9 points. We're 7 off top. I don't think we win the league, but it gets us round about where we need to be. We're pushing for that top 4, top 5. Gets us round about where we need to be. A defeat again today would have been a disaster. So, well done the lads. Hard work performance. Not great. It's not going to be a game that you'll recall in 3 years and think, wow, remember when we played Forest on the 5th of October 2025, what a great game that was. It's not going to be one of them games, but it's a massive win nonetheless. But like I say, moving on to Nick Woltemade, so we signed him. There's discrepancies somewhere along the line. Is it 70 million? Is it 65? Is it 80? Whatever. You know, we have signed what I think is going to be a top draw striker. A top draw forward. Because I don't think he's an out-and-out goal scorer. I think he's a number 10. But this guy oozes class, doesn't he? In the 6 or 7 matches I've seen him play for us, I haven't seen him really put a foot wrong. His link-up play's great, he holds the ball up well, his passing's great. You know, until he's not a natural number 9, because sometimes when the ball's whipped into the box he doesn't get there, but he'll get there. The longer whistle's out and the more time we have in training to show him these little bits, I think he'll definitely get there. He's a lot more natural than Anthony Gordon anyway as a number 9. But I think his preferred position's a number 10. If you think of Henry and Bergkamp, Wissa would be Henry and Woltemade's Bergkamp. No, I'm not saying they're as good as Henry and Bergkamp. I'm just using that so you can sort of understand the point of view that I'm coming from. But Woltemade, for me, has been absolutely fantastic. Now, we've all heard the rubbish comments, oh, them silly Englishmen. Silly Englishmen overpaying. No, that is a sour crowd. There we go. There's one for you. I'm here all day. That is a sour crowd talking in Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, isn't it? You know, he is gutted that they had to pay £18.5 million loan fee for Nicholas Jackson instead of getting Woltemade. I don't mind Nicholas Jackson, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's as bad as player as some people make out, but he's certainly not the be-all and end-all, is he? He's certainly not the be-all and end-all, and he's not on Woltemade's level for me. Woltemade now looks like he's settling in, really settling in. He's noticing the runs from Gordon, he's noticing the runs from Elanga and Murphy and Barnes, and he's linking up with his midfield now. And I think, honest to God, I think he's doing really well. And do I think he's the next big thing? Or a waste of money, which is what the thumbnail says? Definitely the next big thing for me. Now, when I say the next big thing, I don't mean Messi or Ronaldo. I don't mean that. I don't think he's going to get to them heights. But could he get to, like, Harry Kane? Who's to say he couldn't? Could he get to Berbatov? You know, them type of players, like who he plays a little bit like. What's to say he couldn't get to them levels? What's to say he won't surpass them levels? What's to say he won't surpass Erling Haaland's levels? This guy has unmatched potential for me. I don't see any other player of his age category with the least amount of games as he's played with as much potential as him. I could be wrong, but you name another forward between the ages of 20 and 23 who probably played less than 100 first team games and have the potential of a Nick Woltemade. I can't name any. I really can't. And I think, honest to God, I think this guy is going to really settle in. I don't think he's going to be one of them who scores 7 or 8 and then goes missing for 20 games. And I don't think he's going to be a 30-40 goal a season striker either, by the way. But I think he will develop into a proper talent who will have the likes of a Barcelona, will have the likes of a Real Madrid, or, you know, a top Italian team wanting him. Because this guy has everything. He's strong, he's quick, he's nimble, he's tall. What he lacks as an out-and-out striker, he makes up for with his link-up play. And as, like I say, the more he plays in an out-and-out striker role, which he's never really done before, the more he's going to get into the box, the more he's going to learn about this. Eddie Howe will own them skills. The problem is, at the minute, he's not training with another out-and-out striker, other than Will Asula. But he's levelled ahead of Will Asula, so he's not really going to learn much of Will. You know, it's a shame Wissa's not playing. But at the minute, to say that he's a waste of money and we've overspent when, you know, Liverpool have spent 125 million on Isaac, who's done absolutely bot all for them. They spent, 90 million on Ekitike, who was also unproven. Yes, he's done well at Ekitike, but so has Woltemade, but nobody's saying that Liverpool's overspent on Ekitike. Ekitike was the next big thing. He was great. Woltemade, we overspent on this guy. Have we really though? The proof's in the pudding so far, and I don't think we have. Look at his performance today in a very rough and ready game against Nottingham Forest. He held his own. He wasn't getting flung about, he wasn't lightweight, he held his own, and some of his touches were exquisite. Some of his passing and some of his touches and his link-up play was exquisite. Now, if you get him in a match where it's a bit more free-flowing than that one, like against USG on Wednesday, when he can sort of turn and he's got more room and he's not got three people on him raggying him and pulling his shirt and things like that, you'll see even more skill from him. But you need. What I loved about today is you're going to get more games like today than you did on Wednesday, and he held his own today. If he hadn't have held his own today, I'd have been thinking, I know he looks well against these teams that like are quick and thingy and like to push up, but is he going to be good against these rough and ready, rough tumble, low block teams like Forest? And he was really good today. He was really good. He held his own. He wasn't getting moved off the ball. He was barging back into them. And I know he said that's not his type of game, but he's going to have to adapt to be in the Premier League. Because not every match is he going to be able to do these fleet of foot fancy things, you know, like Wayne Sleep. He's not going to be able to do all that. He's not going to be able to dance about in every match. He's going to come up against a Burnley who are going to have 10 men behind the ball, where he's going to have an elbow and a little bit of a rough and tumble. And he did that against Forest today, and I was really, really impressed with him. Like I say, the rest of the team, apart from Dan Burn, who I thought just doesn't cut the mustard for me at left back, the rest of the team were great today against Forest in a very stop-starty game. But I thought Nick Woltemade, that's his best game in the Newcastle shirt for me. Just because Nottingham Forest are a tough team, and they had a game plan to rough us up, and they didn't manage to rough him up. They didn't manage to unsettle him. They didn't manage to unnerve him. So for me, that shows more than his silkiness against USG on Wednesday. For me, today was his Amir. That's the impression I got. For me, he's the next big thing. Don't get me wrong, mainstream media will probably still say he can score 30 goals, and we've overpaid for him. But is Karl-Heinz Rummenigge right? Is Nick Woltemade a waste of money? Or am I right in saying Nick Woltemade is the next big thing? Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below your thoughts and your opinions. Share the video if you've got this far. Help the channel grow. If you like what you see, just gives me the encouragement to make more videos. It gives me that little bit of a boost to think, oh, people are watching it, people do care about it. Because sometimes when you're getting 15, 20 views and you've spent 13 minutes on a video, you know, and you've created a thumbnail and then you go through the uploading process, and I know I don't edit things, but it's still, I've got to come up with a topic, I've got to think about it, I've got to talk about it. I'm not just ramble. I do think of a topic that matches my thumbnail, I come up with a creative title. It's all these things take time. And my videos aren't 2-3 minutes long, you know, but the whole process takes a fair bit of time. I've got to create the thumbnail and the title, which matches, and sometimes I'm getting 20-30 views and you're thinking, what's the point? But the point is I enjoy making these videos, and if 2 or 3 or 4 people enjoy them as much as I do, then it's worth it. But anyway, like I say, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Keep it black and white and keep it PoolieMagTV. Over and out, folks.